Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. It has finally happened. I have access to the Mercury Star Runner on the 3.11.1 PTU. This will be available for everyone that's got one with 3.11.1 live, and it should, I would expect, be available for free fly during the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. So let's have a quick once over of the ship, have a bit of a tour, and show you what's going on with it. So we're going to approach from the rear. This is how we get in, and there is a little tiny panel sort of in the center left, just where the ramp would come down, and you have to open it via there. So you click on that, and then that ramp will open. Now you'll notice that the Mercury Star Runner is the most up-to-date ship they've built. And what do I mean by that? Well, obviously it's the most up-to-date ship they've built because it's the newest ship, but it has a load of setup changes. Lots of more functional buttons. You can turn on all the lights from the ship in each room with a literal light switch. There are much more advanced doors with close and open, and also have them on automated sensor type functions which you can cycle through. But we're going to sort of like really froth about how much I love this ship. This is by far my favourite ship, full stop, that CIG have ever made. Going around it once, I just went, wow, this is so amazingly complete and sort of fleshed out compared to previous ships, in my opinion. So we've got a cargo bay, which we'll be able to store a reasonable amount of cargo in. The ship is supposed to be this sort of like hybrid, multi-role data cargo like runner, and as I said, multi-role ship. We're going to go into engineering first. So this is where a load of your components are going to be housed, just to the left of cargo bay. At the moment, there's sort of like placeholder components here. But in the future, we're going to open up all these containers and boxes, and get involved with those components, whether that be replacing them or putting subcomponents in them or repairing them. You can see on the door here, I can turn the sensors on and off, or I can lock the door and do some cool stuff with it as well. So there's an interesting functionality there. I'm going to go onto the little lift in cargo and go up to servers. So it says servers here, but this leads on to the rest of the ship. So let's open this door, and these doors will open if I just literally walk up to them as well. They've got their automated sensors on. But we're in the server room now, obviously nice and chilly because there's going to be lots of hot servers in here. And this leads on to scanning, but also the rest of the ship and bridge. There's two turrets in this room, the up and down turret. So they both have access to two size 3 Panther laser repeaters, each of those turrets. And then we're going to go into scanning on the other side of the room. So in scanning, there is just a scanning chair, a support scanning chair for you to scan things. Not entirely sure the full functionality of what the scanning chair will allow you to do in the future. But this ship's sort of like an interesting one because it's got, and we'll see in a second, 3 bunk beds. But I think it could support 4 to 5 crew. In actual seats. It's going to be a bit dependent on the life support systems for the ship. But let's continue towards where it says bridge. Now, through this door, it actually leads onto a crossroads. So on the left, we've got recreation. On the right, we've got habitation. And straight on, we've got the actual bridge. So let's have a look in habitation first. So in the habitation room, we've got a nice little living area. We've got some lockers, and we've got some bunk beds. So these lockers are openable at the moment. This is where you're going to store your armor and your gear and that sort of stuff. You've got 3 bunk beds, and above them, nothing at the moment, but maybe some access later. We've got a light switch. I love the light switches here. You can literally just turn the lights off and on. Yeah. I mean, I know that's what light switches do, but I just like the fact that each room has the individual functionality, and I would expect that there will be a central control for that on a lot of ships in the future, so you can turn off individual lights in individual rooms. And all that sort of jazz from a central control device. So we're going to go towards the bridge, and we'll go to recreation later for various reasons. But this leads onto a little corridor, which is interesting. It looks like it's got lots of little servers which can be pulled, which is interesting. And then that leads on to the actual bridge. And we've got a pilot seat and a co-pilot seat. We'll have a quick look at the MFDs and everything. So weapons-wise, the pilot has control of a little nose turret, which has 2 Panther laser repeaters. So the ship has 6 Panther laser repeaters as standard, 2 on each of the 2 manned turrets, and then 2 on the nose turret. The co-pilot can control a load of the systems on the ship, but obviously doesn't have control of the weapons. Also, the ship has 4 size 3 missile racks, and as standard, that comes with 2 missile racks that have 2 size 2 missiles on, and 2 missile racks that have 1 size 3 missile on each. Also in the cockpit, we may have access in the future to more sort of like components that we can pull. There looks like there's some sections that we could put weapons in as well. So we have to put in some rifles and that sort of stuff, maybe some larger weapons for the actual pilot and co-pilot. But let's go back to the recreation room, which we didn't go in earlier. Now, so you may have heard that the ship has vents, and there's a chess table here. So the chess table is pretty cool. You can literally individually pick up chess pieces and place them around. So in the future, you'll be able to play chess. Maybe a little bit less clunky in the future. That'd be good. There's a little food maker area, nice seating that we can actually just chill out on. But where are the vents? Is that the ship? What's going on? So there's a secret way of opening this particular event. And you'll notice in a minute that we'll go around the ship and there were like quite a few vents around, which we didn't really notice on our first way round that we could have opened. So we're going to take the White Queen. Literally, it has to be the White Queen, as far as I'm aware. And then you place it on this coaster, and that opens that. So let me just take this away, so you can see that again. Take away the magic, right? How crazy is that? And then you can jump down into the vents, and the vents pretty much go everywhere. So close that vent, and I can open it again from here. But now we can go around the ship, and we can open up some more vents from underneath if we wanted to, but we could have also opened them up from the top. So and the vents are pretty expansive, going around the whole of the ship, and it will show you underneath the vent exactly where you're going. So scanning here, I can uncrouch myself and then do a little jump up, get me up into scanning. You notice that vent was there all along, and I could have just opened that door. I'll go outside the server again, and I'll show you. There's another vent here in front of the server to bridge door. Bam. Let's go in the vent here. Fall down. So they were there all along. We just didn't go to them. But these vents go all around the ship, and I really like this. So, I mean, obviously at the moment, everyone's going to have the same way of getting into that series of vents, which is just, oh, you've gone into the vents. You must have gone, you just opened them, or you must have used the White Queen on this area. Well, that's a bit lame. But in the future, you'll be able to potentially change that stuff with the permission system. And literally go, well, only certain people can go in these doors, or only, maybe there's a particular way or security code that you need to open this vent up, or whatever. So something a bit more than, we all know that you just put the White Queen over there. This is sort of a more placeholder, in my opinion, for future mechanics. It's very cool. I love the idea that we can also play chess. I love the fact I can run around the ship in the vents. Also, if you come back to the cargo bay, you'll notice that there's actually a door in the vents that you can go through there, which you sort of like might not have noticed before. So there's literally a access panel that only opens up from the other side once you've come through the vents. So I really like that. I really like the look of the ship. It is by far the best looking ship and most complete ship that Cloud Imperium have made, in my opinion. The landing gear is pretty chunky, and a lot of people might think, oh, well, she's become a bit odd looking. I love the fact that she looks asymmetrical. I think there's a huge amount of internal space. The ship handles extremely well in atmosphere at the moment, but obviously that's all hugely subjected to change. But I think it looks fantastic. Look at that. Look at that ship. Big old scanning radar dish there. Asymmetrical nature of it, giving it a really interesting profile. But I'm interested in what other people think of it. Like, is it a ship that incredibly excites you? Are you looking forward to it? Getting it in 3.11.1 alpha in the live build? Do you have access to it now? What do you think if you've got access now? Are you going to be free flying it in the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo if you can? Is it one that you don't want to pay for? You might just get it in game. I think the Mercury Star Runner might be going up to, I think it was up to 260 store credit and staying at 225 for War Bond, probably. Take that with a little pinch of salt. But yeah, Mercury Star Runner, absolutely fantastic looking ship. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little tour. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you have. And yeah, tell me what you think of her. Each month we have a ship giveaway. For November, we are giving away a Mercury Star Runner again. This highly anticipated multi-role ship is great for small to medium-sized crews that want to do a bit of everything, whether that be cargo running, data running, missions, combat, smuggling, all that sort of jazz. All you've got to do to be in for a chance of winning one is comment on any of my videos made during October, including this one. More details down below. What am I shilling for today, I hear you ask? Do you hate it when people steal all of your money and your house over the internet? I know I do. NordVPN may have been invented by wizards to help protect your personal data from the prying eyes of the dark web, a sinister cabal of technomancers that grow in power the more they know about your browsing habits. The true story of NordVPN's origins are unknown and lost to the ages, and without using facts, no one really knows how it provides more accessibility to otherwise censored websites or a safer security experience for all that use it. All I know is that it does, and that when you sign up to it, the power level of my bank account grows, and I use it, and maybe you should too.